Hopefully you can see me here, guys. Let's see. I'm gonna be working here with the, let me accommodate this camera over there. Oh, you can see it better. Sorry for the mess. I'm gonna be working here with the battery pack. Let's see, I'm gonna wait until we have more people. All right, I'm gonna start this. Let me show you what I did yesterday. Basically, yesterday we installed the bus bars. Instead to go with the 0.2 pooper like the other connections, I went with 0.3 to make it stronger. Since it's gonna be in the corner, holding the cables and all that, so I decided to go in that way. So to make it better, now I'm gonna be installing the BMS in here. Let's see if someone can see me. All right, I'm gonna be installing the JK80 amps BMS. So this one have only obviously one cable. That's a cable number 7. But I'm gonna be installing the BMS cable number 6. All right. So let me start with the cables. And the way that I do this, I like to organize first the cables, because this one is a battery pack that has 20 cells. So the cables, we're gonna have here 21 cables. So I'm gonna use the whole wagon. It's pretty long. So, but I like to start connecting by the negative. In this case, my negative is in this side. Actually, I should start. Let me see something. Yeah, that's my positive. Let me swap the battery like this, so I can connect on this side from this side. Okay. There we go. We have somebody here. Let's see. And to double check the connections for the BMS, this one is my very negative here. Let's see who's here. Let's check the connection first. You probably can see there the meter. First, the full pack. It should be 70. Yeah, actually, it's battery. 73.2 volts. So let's start by here. That's my negative. Then my negative. Yep. Yeah. That's my negative. From the negative, that is this one, the first one, 3.6. That's gonna be it's gonna be in the BMS, the very first negative. It's gonna be what is called B0 or B negative, and this one is gonna be B1, the first one, 3.6. B2 is the next one. Yep. B3, B4, B5. Yep. B6, B7, B8, B9, B10, B10. That is 10 cells. We have 36 volts. That's correct. B11, B12. No, actually, yeah. 12, 13, 14, yeah. 15, 16, 17, Yep, that's the last one. Very last one. Okay. We're getting voltage. Alright. First, to organize this, I like to put a tape. Like this. Backwards, all the way crossing the whole pack. All the way to here. All the way to here. And the reason is because that's gonna be for organize the cables. It will make it easy. So, because this one is my, which one is the positive? That's my negative. Let me double check. I wanna double check something. Yeah, that's my negative side. I should start, you know, I'm gonna put it in the other position. I'm sorry. So I wanna go to this position. The farther point. Let me make sure I'm recording. Yep. So in my farthest point, and the reason is because yep, I'm gonna start with the negative. So I'm very negative. There's gonna be this one. It's going to here. So let's start welding that. Let me get the. I'm gonna pre-tune this. I'm going very low setting the welder. Slowly. Probably 550, 575. Let me try 550 first. Alright. Making the connection first. Yeah, I'm ready. Anyway, with the very negative. And let's pre-tune this connection. Let me put this here. That's it. And I'm gonna be putting it here, welding here. It's a little touch. Okay, I need more power. Don't wanna go too hot. So there we go. It took it. All right. That's the first one. Now that is attached, I'm going to accommodate this in the very corner. Just the tape all the way down to here. This is gonna be my very first cable. There we go. Now the next one, we follow the next cable. There's gonna be my B1. That's my B negative. The next one is B1. So I'm gonna put it. Actually, you know what? I messed up. Oh no, it's good. It's good. That's the one. I'm gonna go this corner. Let me weld it first. Because I wanna cut the cable. So that's gonna be my longest cable. put this more hot. There we go. There we go. Now we accommodate this here, very next to it, all the way to the bottom. This is the second cable. Now the third one. And we go in order. So third cable, we need to cut it. So what I do is now I put it backwards from the bottom to the top, all the way to the top, because we're coming to here. All right. And to keep it nicely, we put it like this. All right. Now we need the pliers. To make it nice, you're gonna go all the way to here. Actually, you can go even. Yeah, that's fine. Preheating the cable. There we go. And now put the cable. That's it. Right, this one. We go in order. Okay. This one is going here. So we measure. Preheating the cable. Yep. And that's gonna be my next cable. Perfect. Now, what I like between every connection, I like to put like kind of insulation like this in every cross cable, just like that. See? So next one. There's gonna be another one crossing. way to here. And to make this easier, let me get the pliers to make it more kind of easier for me to cut this. We don't want never to cross cables. Leave it the cross cable. Leave it with the insulation because in case something happened, like in an event of one of the cable get like a short circuit, will don't melt the other cables. So it's gonna be only one suffering basically. Okay, let me get the other pliers. This one. Just like that. There we go. That's another crossing cable, so we need the insulator. And I put it like this on top of the whatever is going to be touching. Alright. Next one. This is very easy. As long as you always follow the sequence, you're not gonna have any problem. Piece of cake. That's why the organization is super important. You keep it organized, you will don't get confused. So it's coming to here. The wires, remove the wires from the way to avoid have a cross, touch anything from the battery. Look at auto sensing is not working on this. There we go, now it's working. What's happening is this welder have what is called auto sensing. So I leave it on, and then what it does is it stay on, and then after inactivity, when it detects any inactivity, it shut off automatically in itself. And it detects something when I touch something again, and then it activates again. So very quickly, it heat up in seconds. So there we go. Let's go to the next one. This is gonna be one of the crossing wires. Okay. It's going to here. Down the road, I'm gonna make a better view for the lives. I'm recording right now the video, so that's the one I'm gonna be posting. You're gonna have a better view. It's for your convenience. But for the moment, that's the setup that I have. So let's put this back. There we go. the insulator. So it's getting longer, the travel, so I'm gonna end up putting 2 eventually. See, like here. Next one. We go in the same order where the cable is coming from, okay? It doesn't have to be perfect, I mean, there we go. Once in a blue moon, let's clean the tape to make sure it's clean. Let's connect the next one. That's it. It's another crossing. Let me put the insulation to make it easier. Double it because now it's long. Alright. And then here. And as I mentioned, when you have, for example, a battery that is 48 volts, it's 13 cells. So you are gonna have, with the JK BMS, you're gonna have, and most of the BMSs, in fact, you're gonna have 14 cables. Why? Because the first connection, it has 2 cables. It has one for the negative, one for the positive. In the BMSs, you make the connection in the positive side. I mean, the rest of the connections, always. I mean, some BMSs, to complete the sequence, you have to connect 1, sometimes 2, or sometimes 3 cables in the last one to close the loop. In my case, because my BMS is 20 connections, is 20 cells. I use just all of them. And I don't have to, connect in the last cable multiple cables. It's gonna be only 1. All right. Next one. Here. Repeating again. In the live, I don't know. Yeah, we cannot see it very well, but we try to make more space for the camera. But I'm recording, so I'm gonna be posting this one. Next. That's the one crossing. So let's get ready. I can use something else to make it look pretty, but I'm saving material by doing this. So, all right. Hey, how you doing? I don't know who's this. They need to talk in order to see it. Let's see. Let me check if I can access that and see. There we go. All right, let's get going. I'm making here for the benefit of the one that just entered, the connection for the BMS on the battery. Let's see if you can see it better. I'm recording as well. I'm gonna be posting the recording. So for the benefit of the one that just entered, I can read if you type something. I almost halfway. Let me show you what I got. So in the connections, let me see if I can make the camera look better. In the connection, I'm putting the tabs from the insulators, from the ring insulators in the positive. So that's leftovers. I'm putting it in the cables that cross on top, in the connection. So to avoid if this cable, for example, we have a bad cell and heat up, it's not gonna melt the other cables. So well, in theory, it should work in that way. So. And I put a Kapton tape in the bottom, so I can tape all the cables and maintain everything very organized. So organization is the first. Make it easier. So the connections. And as I mentioned before, for the benefit, I'm installing the JP40 amps BMS. That's the one that I'm installing in this build. So don't worry about the quality, it's gonna be better. I have the cell phone recording on top. Let me make sure yep. That's the one I'm gonna be posting. It's other than the live. Who's this? Top chat, let me see. Live chat. There we go, now I can see. Clean work. Yep, Mike. I try to make it as clean as possible because you don't get confused when you go in order. I start always by the negative. Let me see something. Make sure this stay on top. There we go. I start by the negative, and because I'm going in the that's my further cable, so I can cut the other ones, and have a one long cable. In the BMS, some people say no, leave it all of them with the same legend. So honestly, for the internal resistance, in theory, it's possible that we can have a variation, but it's so short. I mean, there is just nothing. So I don't like the mess. For me, it doesn't work it. Anyway, you can go in the BMS if it's that's a concern for you or for anybody. You can go and calibrate that in the BMS always. So, but honestly, the difference is nothing. I mean, it's not like the cables that carry the power in the in the bus bars. Those ones need to be completely equal. So to make sure one cable doesn't carry more current than the other one, but this one is just a reference voltage for the BMS. That's fine. So I never had issues with that, you know. There we go. Let me make sure this heat up. Come on, wake up. Okay, it's going now. You can see it better now. There we go. I'm almost done with the first. These BMS have two connectors, so I'm almost done with the first one. I have the majority. So this one is the cross cable. It goes here. Actually, I have tape in the middle. So let me put the gaskets for the crossing cables. Thank you for the thumb up. If anybody haven't subscribed, please do so if you like the video. That helps growing the channel and for the YouTube algorithm, you know. That's always help. Alright, now we got that here. I hope I have this battery ready for maybe tomorrow. I cannot wait to test this battery. I guess it's gonna be the very first build of JP40s for e-bikes pack. I know Kanto from the group. He already did it for the RC airplanes, but this one is gonna be the first one for e-bikes. Probably the biggest one right now, as far as I know. Alright, you know, I miss here the let me fix this. I hate retouch this because I'm gonna leave my foot fingerprints here, but I need to fix this. There we go. Much better. Yep, perfect. Now I have two more cables, I guess. Yep, two more from the first one. Let's go in here. This tool I bought in Amazon. I'm gonna be posting the link. I pay, I guess, like $11, and I have like 3 or 4 more expensive. And believe me, this one is my favorite. I use it all the time. It works better than the expensive one. Not all the time. The expensive stuff is the best one, you know. And I learned it with this tool. I really like it. Very inexpensive. Is again like I guess like $12, $11, something like that. Was very very efficient, that tool. Work even with white cables. So now the last cable from this in here. Oops, it moves. That's it, gonna be a crossing. It's coming to here. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cut first. I'll put it there first and then put the insulation. There we go. Now the insulation. Maybe some people are gonna say it's not enough, but that's what I got. I like it like that. Okay, finish the first cables. You know what? Let's test this to make sure we're good. I'm gonna show you a nice toy that I have here. I have this display that, let me get the power cable. Alright, we're here. So I'm gonna show you the two ways to test this. Okay, he's booting up. Look at this. You know what? For some reason, the camera kind of looked blurry. It looked blurry for you? Yeah. Anyway, this device, what does is you connect here the BMS cables. See, start from the zero. This is just a board. With this board, I can use the small BMSs or the large one, the large size. This one is the small one. So basically, let me see what I got so far. You want to make sure that what you got right now, it's in order and it's accurate, right? So I plug this here. Let me make sure we are in the zero. There we go. And you check the order. So right now, it says batteries is average. It says right now, but you want to see the total amount. Right now, it's detecting like I have a 14 cells battery, so a 52 volts battery, and it's in. You want to see this in order. See 3.6, 3.6, 3.6, 3.6, 3.6. Everything in the correct order. So that's what I have connected. That means it's in, you know, in the correct order right now. So but I haven't finished it yet. So I'm gonna leave this tool by here close. So once I finish, I'm gonna measure everything. All right. let me take it out from here to have more space. All right, now I have this one first. It's ready, as I mentioned. Now I have the second one. That's the short one. So, but what I do is put it in the next to the other one. Because I have to cut the cables. So this one is the next one in order. So make sure it's this side of this leg. Leave it a little bit longer to make sure I have enough. This is coming here. I start getting unorganized. I mean, this from where? See, I have this here. Let me take it out from the way. And this one here. And now preteen. Let me wake up the tool. It's not gonna wake yet. Come on. There we go. There we go. One more. And move this to the top here, so it doesn't bounce side to side. Okay, this is gonna be the top one. It's crossing. We're almost done. I may do the whole thing. The cables in the side to connect the battery. Probably ain't gonna do it today. Since we're going pretty quickly. Is anybody in the chat? Let's see. Let's see this top and live chat. JP40, yeah, man. Yep. Actually, hey, Eba guy, I talked to Austin today. He's probably hooking you up. So you're gonna hear. I guess he's gonna be sending you 10 cells, if not more. So yep, he says he wanna talk to you. Send me your phone number. I guess you gave me that already. Yeah, and he's gonna be sending that to you, so you can test that and put it in your channel. So that's the JP40s, buddy. I'm gonna be doing as a test one 48 volt pack with only one cell. you know, so it's gonna be only 14 batteries only. That's it. Because I want to test, push those cells to see how move the whole bike only with one cells. So in theory, it should give me the full 60 amps, and it should push the bike. Absolutely. I want to see the voltage sag and all that, you know, to compare with the moly cells and those cells. So I will see. That's gonna be interesting. Obviously, I'm gonna kill the batteries very quickly. You know, it's gonna drain the batteries very quickly, but I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see that. See how they behave. So they're performance batteries. Let's use it as a performance. I mean, come on, almost there. Yeah, 14 1P. That's gonna be a test body. That's gonna be rough for the batteries, but I don't care. That's gonna be the rough test. That's gonna be a rough test. Come on. The technology sometimes doesn't help. I have to. Okay, now he's awake. Welding this. Yeah, man. Yeah. Well, I'm in Tallahassee. You said you was coming, man. You're welcome to stop by. You know, I'm gonna show you what I got here, and you know, hopefully you can have that ready. That's an easy build, obviously. You know, we can have that ready and test it on my bike. So that's gonna be cool. Another one crossing. I was looking at your videos today. I missed yeah, I missed the live, but I seen the repetition. So from the live, because I was working, but you know. So I see you was working with the cables for the connector there was for a controller, right? Yeah. Bro, the battery you was building that looked heavy. Yeah, that the same. Oh yeah, you know the same thing happened here in Leon County. My wife had to pick her up, and take her out of school because the same threats. It happened. I guess it happened in whole Florida, because even in Georgia, yeah, even in Georgia, Thomasville, I believe it happened the same thing. So, but you know, in Georgia, that place is about what 45 minutes from here. We're almost in Georgia here. It's Florida, but it's so close to Georgia. So I was checking that in the news. That's bad, man. It was only one person doing that to the school. Yeah, it's crazy, man. He's in jail, believe me. You don't play with the kids. I mean, play with anything else, but not with the kids. So it must be stupid, man. Hey, do you see the tool that I have to check the cables? It looked like a BMS display, but it's not. Um, it's a monitor to check the cables. I use that as well to check the batteries. I mean, well, that's lazy, but I mean, it's a nice tool. It's kind of expensive. I bought it in AliExpress, but it's cool. I'm gonna use it again. I'm almost done. I have what, 2 more cables to do. Okay, this BMS actually used 2 cables at the end. So that's gonna go by here. It's gonna be by the negative side. Actually, I should do it. Let me do it like this way. Better. Not gonna look clean, but let me do it here like this for a moment. Sign both of them. They're going there. I'm gonna connect both. Cut both cables. Same leg. Alright, that's the last 2 ones. And they're very positive. The nice of these two, like you can cut both at the same time. So both cables, yep, see? Pre-tune this. We're almost done. I need to put it together first. There we go. There we go. We're done here. No, not yet. Let me put the insulation. There we go. Now, see, that's the old cable. It's going out. What I like to do, let me make sure first. Let me show you how it looks like for the moment. Well, let me put this at the end to hold the cable. This one is a very strong tape. I guess you use that too. The one is like fiberglass, like the chipping cable. That's to make sure it doesn't move. Look at this. That's how I like to do it. See the crossing cables here with the insulation below. So in case something is short, I mean doesn't burn the whole thing. I mean, which is theory, because I mean in the other side can happen, but I mean we try. So we keep it in order. Now I'm gonna test to make sure all the connections are correct, and if everything is good, then I'm gonna put another layer on top here protecting the cables, and then I put some epoxy sheets protecting the cables, and then the BMS on top. Probably that side. I don't know yet. Is gonna be right there on that top, or I'm gonna do something different here. You're gonna see. Now let's test this to see if we should have now all the 20 cells. Hey, that's the toy body. I don't know if you've seen it before. I mean, when I was testing it. Let's see. Let's go. Come on. For me talking too much, see? It's like the cable's not working. Ah, come on. Don't do that now. You know what could happen? Really? Let me take out this from here. I guess I burned the cable. It looked burned here. Let me try with the other one. Could be disconnected here. Let me see. Oh, okay. What's the cable there? There we go. So I plug this here. Give me 1 second. Someone is calling and I don't wanna kill my video. I have to start over. Come on. I'm gonna put it in airplane mode so nobody interrupt. Alright. So basically you connect here now the BMS and you check all the connections. So let me connect that here. I start with the negative, obviously. Could be both in the bottom side. Let me show you how it works. See, I plug it there, and because I don't have space to put it next to it, so you put it on the top, other top. So that is gonna be the 14, 15. Man, my eyes, I'm getting old. Yep. See? I don't know if you can see it from, man, it's kind of blurry. But anyway, we have the 20 cells in order. So everything is good. So I have in total 73.2 volts and everything is in order. That's perfect. So we have this BMS connected correctly. So the next step, that's it. I like to now cover that. I'm gonna use probably another piece of tape because I have here. To protect those connections. Come on. Hey, how are you? Let's see what's up. I love your channel. Thank you, Wayne. Thank you. Appreciate that. I'm doing good. Finishing. I just finished the. Look at this. The BMS connections. Let me take it with the other hand. I mean, it have some space, but it doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, it looks good enough for me. And the bus bars, I did it yesterday in the live, so you can check it out in the channel. Both of them, they're ready to install. I have to do the clamp, the cables. It's almost ready. I mean, it's just clamp the cables and plug it, and instead to connect the BMS directly here, in the bus bar, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna run two cables, even the positive and negative, and make a connector with a QS8. Actually, have the welder on with a QS8 connector, and then put it in the end, like bypassing the BMS. But then in the BMS, I'm gonna put the other connector here, passing the wire, the other positive by the other side, and completing in another one here. So in that way, I can connect and disconnect the BMS as I want, or relocate the BMS in a farther way in the bike, because this is gonna be inside the frame. I'm probably not gonna be able to put this next to it. So in that way I can play with it. I'm probably gonna put it on top of the battery facing the outside of the frame. I guess I can do it in that way, but in this way I can even change it for a bigger BMS if I want in the future. I mean, it's open to, or a smaller one, you know. That's why I'm gonna do it in that way. I mean, that's cool. Anyway, let me put the to protect the. Checking the chat. I did the glitter recording a month ago. I'm finishing the editing when I see your video. Say, man, you should put that glitter thing, that glitter video. You have the opening the box and all that, right? Unboxing video. Almost. Oh, actually, I can do it. It's long enough. Let me do it. You know, don't waste material. I'm gonna need a second one, but that's fine. There we go. And the reason why I don't use this tape, I'm gonna put this tape on top as well, is because this one doesn't dissipate the heat. If I have any problem with the cables, it's encapsulated between the two Kapton tapes. So the Kapton tape retain the heat. So, no, I have another one here. So it's more secure in that way. But the glitter is the best welder, the best one. I have mine here. Well, let me move the camera so you can see it right next here. See, that's the best one. The 811. I mean, the other one is really good as well. The 801H is really good. I mean, they are both good. It's just the 811 has more power, man. The power is a beast. But with the 801, you can do copper. I did copper 0.3. You have to crank it up very high. I mean, and I'm talking probably like 99%, 95% with the other glitter, you know. Remember, is not, I mean, 0.3 is super high. Super high. You don't want to do honestly 0.3 all the time, because you destroy so many electrodes doing that, and you know, it doesn't work it. This pack I'm gonna be pushing 80 amps probably, because it's a 72. My bike is 6,000 watts, actually a little bit more. It peaked to 6,200, and I'm going with 0.2. 0.2 is enough. I mean, 0.2 is enough for what I'm going to do. You're gonna see, it can handle it, no problem. So 0.3, you want to use that when you are gonna be making actually your bikes. I know you make a sorry, look at this mess. You do crazy, you know, e-bikes, high power. So yeah, you want to use 0.3. I mean 0.3, 0.4 for your setup. And the other way that you can do it, that you don't necessarily have to get the 0.4. You can double it, the 0.2, and do 0.4, and it's gonna be even better for the battery, because welding that high power, you have a good chance to pass the battery and destroy the battery. So in that case, it's better to put, for example, 0.2 first. Hey, what's up, man? Yeah. So you put 0.2 first, then you put a layer of, you know, the layer when you do copper nickel, you have the nickel then on top, and then you can put another layer of copper on top of that. So because you have the nickel below, and then you do it with the, I mean, you know, it's 4 layers basically, and then you do the 0.4 plus the nickel, you know, that you have. That's the numbers, and you're gonna be fine. So it's more healthy for the cell. So look at this now. So that's how we got it now. Let me show you the other side. That's the cables. So and that goes here. So now, buddy, have you tried this one? E-bike guy? Let me take out, there's a cable, something here hanging. Yeah. Let me take out this from the view. Have you tried this JK BMS before? Cannot see it. Yeah, well, the keywell is not about the welder. Keywell is not about the welder. Yeah, I mean, try this. It's a beast. I mean, it's really, really, really good BMS. It's rated 80, and I tested before almost at 80, 86, 88 continuously, and it handled no problem. And this one, it can burst all the way to 150. I mean, it's really, really good. It costs like, I guess like $54 in AliExpress. It takes time to arrive, but it worth it, man. I have like 3 of those here. Plus the other one, the 150 and the 200 that I have in this battery. Let me show you this battery. I still have to cover that. Yeah, this one is a beast, man. That's a 72 8P with multi cells P. Look at this. That's a 200. That one. That's heavy. It's 30 pounds. That one is the one that I have with the 4-gauge cable and the QS10. So that's a beast of battery. So with that battery, I did a range test with the bike, and I put 60 miles in distance. No pedaling. That was all the time in throttle, with an average speed of 22 miles per hour. That was insane. I know you like range, so that battery was insane, man. Yeah. So okay. Now I'm gonna be working with the cables to connect the bus bars. I'm gonna take a break, you know. Before do that, I'm tired. So I'm gonna make another live probably today in probably, let's see, like in an hour. Is that good, or you guys prefer I keep going? All right, I'm gonna keep and then take a break, okay, and finish this later then. All right, man. Thank you for and subscribe to the channel. Finish it here.